Shabbat Shalom. This is the sequel to my first article, The Cultural Phenomenon of Breaking Bad and the Icarus Conundrum, which can be found at www.spiritandtorah.com. This is evangelist Daniel John Lee, and this is part two, entitled Gliding Over All, Breaking Bad Upon the Enemy. Yahweh hath broken in upon mine enemies by mine hand, like the breaking forth of waters. 1 Chronicles 14:11. The final mid-season cliffhanger episode is now aired of the hugely successful television show Breaking Bad. Gliding Over All shows the arrogant Walter White reach the peak of his meth empire, netting millions of dollars, avoiding all law enforcement agencies, and seemingly getting away with it all. His wicked cunning had brought him everything. And in the final scene of the episode, he is laughing with his family, even joking with his brother-in-law, who is the very DEA agent who has been hunting the mysterious meth lord, not realizing Walter has been under his nose the whole time. The evil genius had won, or so it seemed. But Hank, the honorable DEA agent, had a righteous kind of cunning about him. The type of righteous cunning King David in the Bible used time and time again to outwit the enemy. Hank had, over many months, collected clues throughout his investigation, clues as to who the meth lord was. But these clues had remained fragmented and disjointed, keeping Hank in the dark. But all that changed in the final moments of Gliding Over All. Walter White, the perfect picture of Icarus, had finally in his pride flown too close to the sun, and he carelessly left a book of poetry in his house that Hank discovered. This book revealed an inscription that, in a sudden flash of explosive insight, allowed Hank to see Walter White for who he truly was, the elusive meth lord. Needless to say, the remaining 8 episodes of the entire series, set to air in summer of 2013, will now be about how Hank hunts Walter. Due to a foreshadow scene at the beginning of this season, we know Walter is still a free man a year later, so I don't think Hank will just immediately arrest Walter when the season resumes in 2013. More likely, Hank will continue to cunningly gather more evidence, quietly shadowing Walter until he has enough to put Walter away for good. This, of course, is all a prophetic picture of what Yahweh is speaking to his people now and in the weeks and months to come. The first article of this 2-part series was primarily directed at sinners, telling them to wake up and repent. This second part is directed toward the saints, the blood-bought servants of Yahshua. We are now on the brink of the fall feast of 2012, year 2 of the tribulation, entering a season in which Yah is causing all the clues and tidbits he has shown us to fall into place, to click together, so we can see the enemy clearly. Satan, who loves to lurk in the shadows and play behind the scenes, is going to be forced to expose himself. We will see who and what and how the enemy works with crystal clarity, so that we can better destroy his devices and save the lost, fulfilling the Great Commission. King David used righteous lies to cunningly outwit the Philistines. He pretended to be crazy to fool the wicked. Yah is giving his servants tools, ideas, and inventions to trick and outwit the enemy, to trip the enemy up, to expose them, hunt them down, foil their devices, and save the sinners. You may react to this by saying, how can a lie be righteous? Can we, the saints, truly use Satan's own game against himself and defeat him through deception and lies? Well, please see this article written by a Christian author, and I'm going to provide the link below this YouTube. And as we, his people, begin to do this, Yahweh will break upon our enemies by our hands like breaking waters. 2013 will be a time his people will be planning and meeting and drawing up plans that will be fully executed in 2014. I will not elaborate on this further. Those true sheep who hear his voice know or will soon know what this will concern. As things continue to break down in society and across the globe, we, his people, will do mighty exploits as spoken of in the book of Daniel. As Hank will be hunting Walt in 2013, so will we be hunting down the enemy, setting people free. This will be a time like no other for the body of Messiah, an adventure of epic proportions. As a famous song once said by the group 6 AM, if you keep your secrets lurking in the shadows, you will be sorry. Everything that needs to be exposed will be exposed. The light of truth will shine bright, bringing the tender closer to Yah, and the hard-hearted further cemented in their wicked blindness as they fall in line behind the Antichrist. Rejoice, bride of Messiah. We are entering the first of many truly exciting seasons that will eventually culminate in the return of our beloved Yahshua on the Feast of Trumpets 2017. The fun has just begun. Rejoice. Victory is ours. Shabbat Shalom. This is Daniel Yochanan Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. Check out our website at www.spiritandtorah.com.